Hello everyone, Nika here with your Daily Neuro Nuggets. So we have a lot to cover today. I'm going to be talking as fast as possible. By the way, as somebody who has several degrees in psychology, I need to give you a trigger warning for this. If you are somebody who becomes too sensitive when we talk about these survivors, and if you don't know why I'm doing this, you need to go watch my old videos. If you are not somebody who tolerates me speaking badly about police departments, trust me, this is not something I really want to do. I am a veteran. I'm not happy to be out here, but if that's not something you want to hear about, or if you get too emotionally unstable when we talk about those topics, then you need to go. This video is definitely not for you. In fact, this channel may not be for you, because here we like people who are emotional, sure, but who have the capacity to set those emotions aside. Why? Because when we set our emotions aside, we can actually think rationally, think objectively, and get to the bottom, to get to the truth. That's the type of people that we need in this community, not people who become unstable, dare I say, unhinged. So before we get started, I do have this disgusting looking chrysanthemum tea. I did not use a strainer today because you guys said you want to see what it looks like, and I'm probably going to have a hard time drinking it because, again, no strainer. Chrysanthemum tea is very well known in Chinese medicine because it's supposed to be great for calming the liver. It's supposed to be great for building bone, and it is supposed to be great for clearing damp heat, and that usually refers to mucus, excess phlegm, or sinus infections in Chinese medicine. But I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. Don't do what I do. Talk to your own doctor. This is not medical advice. You will not sue me. Cheers. That's what it looks like. It looks kind of icky. And yeah, let's see if we can even drink this. Okay. I think I swallowed some flowers. But the first thing that comes to my mind and was on my mind all weekend, this is why I'm here, right? To data dump and to kind of bounce off ideas of each other, is the fact that to this day, we still have zero idea how the police got to Mr. Brian Koberger. And also the words, no connection, no connection, no connection, because to this day, we still have no connection between Brian Koberger and the victims. And that's weird. That is weird. Now, this whole case is weird. There are too many discrepancies, too many coincidences. So we are definitely going to be talking about them today. Now, another thing that I have not been able to get off my mind is we know that Steve Gonsalves has said a lot of things. Some have been true, some have been false, some have been rumors, some have just been said, and that's okay. But Steve Gonsalves, a long time ago, once upon a time when the earth was first created, he mentioned that the criminal was supposedly jealous of Kaylee and Maddie's friendship. Now, jealousy is a potential motive, yes, and we do need a motive, but it's also a very powerful motive. And when we think of jealousy, we often think the boyfriend, and the boyfriend is often and statistically quite accurate for most of these types of crimes. But I'm going to be objective here as a slightly above average looking female myself. I am going to say that the most jealousy that I have received was not from boyfriends or lovers or men. In fact, it was from women. Often they were half my height, twice my age, twice my weight. And in every job that I have ever been to, the women hate me. They are jealous. And again, I don't think I'm like a 10, but I don't think I'm hideous. But let me tell you something, kids. Let me tell you something as an old lady who has been on this planet for a very long time already. If you are even just a touch more attractive than a female, and God forbid if you are also charismatic and intelligent, women will hate you. They will bully you. They will shun you. And that just makes me think of Dylan and Bethany. Of course, it's my opinion, but Dylan and Bethany, in the pictures that I have seen, they just give me this, I think there was some jealousy there for sure. I think that Kaylee and Maddie were the type of beautiful girls who just light up a room. They appear to me, is being very charismatic, as I am often described by other peers who are not jealous, often men. And that can really irritate women. I have a feeling, personal feeling, speculation, yes, that Dylan and Bethany were jealous of these two girls, not because of their friendship necessarily, but because they were just this beautiful pair of girls who were physically beautiful but charismatic and got the attention of whoever, women and men, wherever they went. And we do know that Dylan had supposedly very strongly encouraged Kaylee to be her +1, even though Kaylee didn't really want to go. And then Kaylee coincidentally ends up unalived. Another coincidence, guys, that I cannot get off my mind is that the undercover officers had turned off their cameras right at 3:20 a.m. Another freaking coincidence? Another coincidence, right? Right when the crimes were allegedly taking place, right? These officers just happened to magically turn off their cameras. Coincidences stop being coincidences when there's like 100 of them. I'm just adding, it wasn't 100, but there's a lot of freaking coincidences, right? Now, something else is supposedly Chief Fry was going to be running for sheriff. What happened to that? Is he still running? Was he going to be running in November? Because I did see a preliminary report for the running for sheriff, and all I see in this preliminary report is that 100% of the people had actually voted for Sheriff Richie Skiles. And that to me just makes me believe that, guess what? The community does not have enough confidence in Fry to vote for him for sheriff, okay? This is the guy, Chief Fry, that was in charge of the most brutal crime in basically Idaho, and the locals did not vote for him. So why don't they trust this man who was in charge of the investigation? He was leading the investigation, and from this preliminary report, and it may not be accurate, but I will attach it in the description, 100% of the people actually voted for the other sheriff, Sheriff Richie Skiles. So to me, that alone is very telling. But also, what would you do? What would you guys do? Okay, if you are hiding, let's pretend to be a bad guy here. If you're hiding the truth, if you're hiding a crime that you committed or that you're trying to protect somebody for whatever reason, and you don't want the crime to be solved properly, what do you do? If you don't want somebody to ask questions when things don't make sense, and you want somebody who doesn't second guess things, they just kind of go with the flow, what would you do? Well, you put your most incompetent officer in charge of the investigation, right? AKA Officer Payne. Is that not the most appropriate thing to do when you're trying to hide the truth? Another coincidence, right? Yeah, let's put Payne in charge. He is completely clueless as to what he's doing. By the way, we knew he was clueless back in the day, but post-hearing, we 1000% know. It's not 100 anymore. 1000% no. We know he is clueless, or at least acting clueless. But I think he's actually clueless. That's just me. And Chief Fry was very intelligent to do so if he was trying to hide something that he didn't want Payne to get to the bottom to. Now, let's not forget that some of the most experienced officers retired very quickly, very soon after the IDAHO4. Another coincidence. And again, I don't know too much about what's going on with Chief Fry. Is he going to be up running in the elections in November 2024? I don't know, but I did read this amazing little article by Sheriff Richie Skiles, which is the current sheriff of Laydock County. Guess what he's gonna do? Laydock County deputies get new uniforms that have cameras embedded into their clothing to prevent them from detaching. They automatically begin recording if an officer draws a weapon, an officer begins to run, activates the lights or sirens, or if an officer lies flat for 10 seconds. And I'm like, Oh my God, that's what every freaking police department needs, especially Moscow Police Department. Because why? Because we know of Stickergate. We know of Stickergate. And we know what they tried to do with that evidence. So I think attaching cameras, embedding these cameras into their uniform so that they cannot use the excuse of, we forgot to turn the camera on, because it does so automatically. It will start filming automatically, is the best thing, so we can hold these freaking cops accountable. Again, I am a veteran. I am not bashing cops. I am bashing corrupt cops, which apparently there's a lot of them in Moscow Police Department. Now, Sheriff Richie Skiles goes on to say that this removes the burden from officers to turn on their cameras, but also furthers accountability within the police department to increase transparency with the public, while increasing likelihood of criminal convictions and justice for the victims. Justice for the victims? Yeah, justice for the victims, but also to arrest the right guy, right? And to have justice for the victims who have also been victims of police officers, such as Stickergate, where Moscow police officers were being corrupt and hid evidence for over a year. That is corrupt. That is not justice. So yes, please embed everything. And I believe the article also mentioned that they were going to have GPS trackers in all of their communication devices, as well as all their vehicles. Thank goodness, because what in the world were those undercover officers doing when they magically happened to turn off their cameras at 3:20 a.m.? Maybe, just maybe, in the middle of the IDAHO4. I did find an article because I'm trying to find what is Fry up to? What is Daddy Fry up to? This is what he said when he was asked about running for sheriff. He says that he thinks it's time. He's got his own little website, and he's, of course, asking for money, right? Chief Fry, we secured the scene quickly. We called state police. We did our due diligence in getting the things we needed to do. We called in the state lab to collect evidence. And I'm like, okay, you secured the scene quickly? You mean after the frats had already trampled the crime scene, right? We called state police? What did ISP even do? Oh, that's right. They collected things without a chain of custody, which is not like a thing that we need. I am a lab scientist, guys. You need a chain of custody for every freaking little thing. So Chief Fry, in charge of this investigation, in my opinion, failed massively. I can't believe he has the audacity to run for sheriff. And we have all seen the video footage and the pictures of cops supposedly securing the scene, but they're not wearing footies, they're not wearing gloves, they're just standing around, trampling all over the damn place. And let's not even get started about the evidence in open trucks that wasn't even covered in the middle of winter. They just threw stuff in the back of trucks. And this man, Chief Fry, is saying that, they did a great job. They did their due diligence. Everything was done properly. Was it? Was it really? And again, some dark, cynical part in me, speculation, this dark, cynical, human part of me makes me wonder. It just makes me wonder if somebody could be so demented, so disgustingly ill as to create something as horrible as the IDAHO4, as to plan something as horrible as the IDAHO4 in order to garner attention from the media and maybe to become a sheriff. And again, that's neither here nor there. It's just, I just needed to get that out of my mind because you never know. People are effed up. There's really good people as well. I feel like a lot of you guys are good people. I don't know. We don't know each other. But don't lose faith despite this horrible crime and other horrible things that are going on in the world. It's very easy to get taken by this dark, negative mindset, right? Especially if you're used to scrolling through the news. Again, as a mental health or as somebody with 2 psych degrees, I must remind all of you that if this case is becoming too much for you, you come first. Your cup must be full before you can help others. So always take care of yourself, take some time away, do something you love that you're passionate about so that you can live life and not be weighed down by the crazy things that happen in our world. But that's it for the day. I was being a little hippie-ish at the end of that video. Also, for the veteran that I had mentioned in the last video, we won't need to, because I got him taken care of at the VA. We filled out his papers, his legal docs that he needed to get filled, and he won't actually need any cash. So the VA actually came through with this one. Sometimes they do, a lot of the times they don't, guys. So if you want to help a veteran, I'm a veteran. If you want to buy me a coffee, you can always send me coffee to my Cash App. And if you know any veterans that are stuck in horrible situations where they're not getting help by the VA, such as Craig, let me know. Maybe there's something we can do to help each other out, because that's what we are here to do. Life is short. We are here to help each other out. So that's it, guys. Have a good night. Take care. Do you think it could have been Chief Fry? If you think it could have been him, just leave a 1. And if you think I'm kook for just even thinking that, leave a 2. You never know. Bye.